Good afternoon, anti-novelists, Lilligans, and friends. This is such an exciting day. Okay, first of all, we have to have a word count check-in because I have been hammering out chapters like a crazy person. I can report, as of yesterday, we are at 36,912 words. Woo! This book is getting written, and it is getting written right now. So, one of the things I wanted to share with you that I worked like crazy on is I've been working really hard to develop a system. I want you to have in your hands when you first think about and start writing, as you're reading this book I'm writing for you, Zettelkasten for Fiction, Where Imagination Finds Order, you need to have a direction. Something I'm learning both in my writing groups and from my questions of my writers is I don't always know where to start. I've got this great story idea. Do I start with character? Do I start with setting? Where do I start? I have solved that problem for you. And it looks like this. The anti-novelist writing system is an acronym, which is QUEST, Quest. Now, no spoilers, I'm not going to tell you what that means, but trust me when I say I have solved the problem of how to create your cards and how to start breaking down and writing your story elements so that you can get those words on the page and you can start figuring out what you want that story to look like. I cannot wait to share this with you. I was so excited. I literally did a happy dance right over there in the library sitting area where my reading chair is. Yeah, it was a little crazy, but I was very excited. So another thing that I worked on a bunch is the short fiction section. I've got that broken down all the way from the 6-word story to the 1,000-word story. So I really break down flash fiction. Thank you so much, Kieran Westwood, who is my amazing, I won't call him my partner in crime, but he's my reference person, who has given me permission to use both his book Gold Fury and his teaching about flash fiction. I highlighted him in another video, but I really dug deep into flash fiction as a genre today and got a great sense of how to help you guys, number one, get your feet wet and start writing some of that shorter fiction, and number two, how to use that as a springboard to start getting into longer forms of fiction. Too often, my students had such a challenge going from the short form to the long form, and I'm very confident now that I've managed to break all that down for you. So with that said, the other thing that I wanted to bring up and just touch on briefly is how do you Zettelkasten this information? Well, it's very easy. You start with your cards, whatever those look like. You start assigning those cards numbers in your environment, and then you simply start installing those into your index using keywords. So maybe a keyword is flash fiction. So you're going to go to your index under F. You're going to enter the word flash fiction, and you're going to record that item there. That way you can go back to that number and find it. Folks, it really is that simple. You simply record your idea on the card, give it a number where you believe it fits in your system, and then record all of the keywords that could point you back to that idea, that thought, or that piece of research in your index or in your index cards if you're using a card file traditionally like Scott Scheper says. Then you can always find it. It's literally that simple. So I'm going to leave you there today. This is a super quick short because I just wanted to share the breakthrough of the Quest system. I think you're going to dig it. I will get that. I've got one more piece of it that I need to write out. So it's 4:30 here on the cattle ranch. I've got one more sprint I want to do, write out that last piece, and then we will be ready to dive back in tomorrow and start looking at some more larger pieces of how you use your Zettelkasten for fiction. So I will see you all tomorrow and we will dive back in. As always, thank you so much. I appreciate every single one of you. I will see you tomorrow.